Hi, I'm Catherine Davis. I'm a pediatric speech pathologist, and we're going to talk today about some of the earliest sounds that we produce, the bilabial sound. So what bilabial means is two lips. So the sounds in which you're going to use both of your lips to produce them. So there's four sounds, the P, B, W, and M, the sounds that those make. So P and B, those are stops because we're going to stop the air. It's going to explode. In order to produce them, we're using both of our lips. So we're going to go pa, pa. For the P sound, your voice is off for that one. And the B sound, same thing. We're just going to use that exploding hand like this, ba, ba, to model how to produce that one, that B sound. So those, that's the first two sounds. The next one is the W sound. This one, similarly, we're going to use our two lips, but this time this one's called a glide because we're going to glide our lips, make a gliding motion for that sound. W, w. Yes, you can see there. And then last one is the M sound. Now this is a nasal sound because you're going to put your lips together and then the airflow is going to pass through your nose in order to produce your sound. You know this because if you pinch your nose, you can't produce that M sound. So anyway, those are the four bilabial sounds. As you can see, based on just me modeling here, they are easy to see, right? You can see how I'm producing it fairly easily because you can see my lips move. So it kind of makes sense that these bilabial sounds are mastered earlier on because they're easier to see. If your child cannot produce these sounds, well, it's a good place to start because they can easily see how you're doing it. So anyway, as far as the hand cues that you can use, I kind of showed you that for the P and B. I use that exploding hand, b, b, for the P and B. The M is kind of, we're going to, again, bring our hand up towards our mouth. For that one is just a stretched out sound, so I'm just going to make that sound. You can make the little sign for M if you want. And then the W, I'm just going to point to my lips and draw their attention into how my lips are shaped and how they move for that one. W, w. So we can address these sounds during play or during our daily activities, whether it's bath time, bedtime routine, eating, whatever the case may be, or reading books. Just think about like the things that you normally do, getting in the car. Okay, so let's start with play because during play it's the most fun for kiddos and they're more likely to like be super engaged because they're enjoying what they're doing. So think about a 2-year-old, the things that they love to do. Of course, bubbles. So when I blow my bubbles, you're going to see lots of sounds come up in bubbles. So I use bubbles a lot of the time for my kiddos working on these sounds. So when I blow the bubbles, we're going to keep them closed. And I'm going to say bubbles. I'm going to bring the item up towards my mouth and show them how I'm producing it. Bubbles. You can tie in that hand key if you want. Ba, ba. And just to, again, like repeatedly give them that model for how we're producing that sound. Bubbles. And then we're going to open. So think about all of the words that come up during play with these different objects. Now, I opened and I'm going to blow. And then watch my mouth shape too. Kind of drawing their attention on how we're shaping our mouth. Blow. Okay, now I got a little bubble right here. Here's a bubble. Oh, it's big. And then we're going to go pop. And as they're blowing around the room, we're going to pop together. I'm going to go pop, pop. And the kid's going to be running around popping, and I'm going to be popping, and I'm modeling that for them. And then, oh no, the bubbles are gone. We want some more. Let's get more bubbles. So again, drawing up their attention, whether it's the hand cue, the actual object, or both. And again, think about all the words that come up while we play with bubbles or whatever activity is that you're doing. I've got some blocks, right? We can stack up the blocks and make a tower, and I can, these blocks actually have some little pictures on them. So this one's a car, it goes beep, beep, and I stack them up, and I'm modeling just any word I can think of as we're doing play. I could drop them in the bucket and go poo, make some kind of sound like that and model those sounds as they come up. Now maybe your kiddo is able to use something like markers, okay? These are like bingo markers. I got them at the dollar store. A lot of things, by the way, you can find at the dollar store. But again, I tied it on really, really tight, and we're going to turn it open. Oh, maybe I'll give it to the kid, and they need help, okay? They need help to get it open. Help. Make sure you're not overly producing that sound. We're not going help and making more like a B sound there, or putting the sound on the end. I want to make sure it's really clear and really accurate. Help. Oh, I help you open. And then when we use it, again, now here's a good example of how to think about other words to use while you're doing these activities, aside from like other words that are more applicable to the sounds that we're working on. Okay, so if we need to work on these P, B, and W words, rather than saying color, I'm gonna go paint, paint, paint. And while they're painting, I'm gonna go paint the paper, paint the paper, paint, 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 paint. And I'm gonna sing along. And again, we use paint instead of color. So anyway, think about the words that come up as you're doing it. And then these make a big mess, which is really fun. Sometimes it'll get on their fingers and I'll be like, oh, mess, what a mess. That's a big mess. And I'll just say it over and over so they can hear me do it, and they can hear that model. And they're hearing it over and over, giving them some auditory bombardment is what it's called, when they just hear it over and over. And then, it'll get really, really messy, right? And those markers, like, when they come out, like, they're a little bit juicy. And so I'll always be like, oh my gosh, it's wet. How wet? Again, lots of words that we can think of. We can play with the school bus, and we can open, the door open comes up a lot, and we can put people on it. I've got like a little mommy and a daddy, a baby, or we can just call them people. So lots of ways. And you can push the bus. Let's push, push, or we can pull it back and then push. So things just during play that you can do those. You can think of those words as we do that play. Now here's my little baby. You can also do this during bath time, right? Bath, that starts with the B sound, right? Okay, let's see. So I'm going to, during bath time, here's my little baby. Wash the baby, wash my baby, wash, wash, wash. And you can slow it down too, so they're really prone to listening to what you're saying, and they can start to sing too. Wash, wash, wash. Wash my baby. Okay, I changed it to wash my baby because that's that M sound. And then we get our little cup when we're doing our bath time routine. And I'm going to pour the water. And then you don't even have to sing songs all the time. I'll just go pour. And again, thinking of words as we're playing. Water. Ooh, look at all that water. And we're playing with the toys in the tub, and yeah, thinking of words as we go during that bath time. Maybe it's meal time or snack time, and they want some ice cream. Yum, that's yummy, so good. Okay, here's some ice cream. Same thing goes with pouring yet again. Here, I'm just using my play food. But you can do it when you're pouring their juice or whatever they want to drink, some water. I'm gonna pour it. Pour. Maybe get it out of the fridge. Water. I'm getting your water. Oh, here's your cup. This one has Mickey and Minnie on it, which I love too. There's a little apple. Again, just think of stuff. What I like to tell parents is, like, you might usually... I'm trying to find something over here. Like I said with the markers, right? Or with these daubers. You might have a different word for it. We might call it color, just typically. But this time, because we need to work on that p sound, we're going to call it paint. So that way we can have more opportunities to address that sound. Bring our lips together, bring the object up towards your mouth, and show them how we're going to produce that sound. Brush. We're going to brush our teeth. That one's a little tricky because we got a blend at the beginning of that word, but let's brush. So there's my little toothbrush. And there's toothpaste. We can put it on. Man, lots of things that you can think of just as you're doing your daily routines. It can become so like the same over and over, right? We get up, we brush our teeth, we change your diaper, get our clothes on. But as you go throughout your day, think of how you can address those sounds. We pull up our pants. Let's put on our pants. Just talking about what you're doing. You can sing songs, talk about what your kid is doing too, and use all those opportunities as they come up during daily activities, during your play routines, in the car, whatever the case may be. Always have your brain like thinking about those words as they come up and modeling it for them. Bring the item up towards your mouth if you can, or use those hand cues. Ba, 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 ba. Wah, wah. Which really, again, just brings their attention up to your mouth as to how you're producing the sound. If you have any questions, let me know, and good luck. Thanks, guys.